Hi, and thank you all for joining us today. We are broadcasting live on the United Public Radio Network and the UFO Paranormal Radio Network, 105.3 on the Gulf Coast and 107.7 FM in New Orleans.
Tune in to UFO Undercover, Wednesdays at 8 p.m. Eastern, with your host, Joe Montaldo, right here on the Paranormal Radio Network.
Hey, good evening, everybody, and welcome to the Tuesday night edition of Into the Night with me, your host, Sean Kelly, from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, home of the Pittsburgh Steelers. I get I got my guest going on like that. But I see a lot of people in the chat room. Hi, everybody. Holly, Heidi, Joe, Sam, good to see you. Lisa, good to see you. Thank you for stopping in. The Ohio Bigfoot researchers, a lot of new people in my chat. That's great, man. That's great. I'm glad well, it's nice to see everybody in here. My gosh, my heart is thumping for joy, thumping for joy. But again, I am on UPRN Talk Radio 105.3 Mississippi, then 107.7 New Orleans. Okay. Got yelled at the other night because I was doing it all wrong. KC, listen to her, Missouri. She's a Chief fan. Would you believe that, guys? Heidi's a Chiefs fan. I don't know, girl. We'll see. We'll see on Christmas when the Pittsburgh Steelers play the freaking Kansas City Chiefs. We'll see what happens. But tonight, listen, I have a great show tonight. Much love to you too, hon. I have a great show. I got the boys from Massachusetts, Richie B and Mr. Wojo, on again tonight, and they're my brothers. And seriously, we became awesome friends, and we're almost like facts. Miss Sam says facts, Mr. Kelly. But you know what? I'm just so glad that they, I kind of asked them like on their own live show the other night, and I kind of like wanted to throw that in on there, catch them by surprise. But listen, since they've been on my show the last time, I talked to Mr. Wojo a lot, and a little bit with Richie, and it just seems like that they are getting a lot more evidence when they go out and they do their investigations on Bigfoot. And I just thought I had to bring them on and see what they're up to. What I like about these guys, now see, in the paranormal field, you go out with your K2, you got cameras and you got all those objects and facts on. But but you have these things, trigger item things that you use when you go ghost hunting, and it's basically the norm. But what I like about Mr. Wojo and Richie B is that they think beyond the box. Hey, what's up, Jay? Good to see you. They think all like way beyond the box, and I just want to hear some of their techniques. I've been following them for a very long time now, and I'm telling you, I'm just so impressed with these guys, man, um, because they're a whole new breed of Bigfoot investigators, and I'm not just saying that because they're my brothers, but I'm being honest with you. Timmy Vogel, good to see you. Mr. Duke, good to see you. Um, and if I don't get to everybody in the chat room tonight, sorry about that, but I'll put your name and thing here in the shadow or in this picture here of me. But without further ado, cannot wait. I want to introduce my guest, the boys from Massachusetts, Richie B
What's
and
up?
Mr. What's up, Richie B? Good to see you, sir.
Whoa, whoa, whoa! Hey!
Yeah, he had to put that
Yeah,
on.
we're all
Yeah,
from New England. How we
yeah,
all doing?
Yep.
I'm doing great, man. Good to see you guys. Thanks for
Real
coming
quick
on.
about that hat. That hat on you looks exactly like our season this year. Hey, what's happening, everybody? Look at the side. Can I sign all my friends? What's up,
Yeah,
Sam and Tim and D-Hoot and Henry? Wow, man.
I
Heidi's
know.
there. Wow. Thanks for coming, guys. Thank you. Sean, thank you for having us, man. Always a pleasure to hang with you, brother. And absolutely.
Yes,
Even though
absolutely,
you
buddy.
did surprise us the other night, I was like,
Yes, I
yeah,
did.
what the hell? It's a Tuesday. I'm in.
There you go. Oh my God, I
D-Hoot.
appreciate it. Like I was telling it in my introduction there, I was talking with Mr. Wojo over there, and we chat, on the phone every now and then. And he has told me about some of the evidence that you have been getting and all the different type of the way you go by getting this evidence. And I thought I would ask you guys what do you got going on that is making you get all this good evidence?
Well, see now you talk to Wojo all the time and don't pick up my calls. I'll stop here.
All right. I'll
I'm
start.
just kidding. Hey, what's up, Tim from Ohio Bigfoot Researchers? What's up, buddy? Big Andy's here. What's happening? The beautiful part about this whole thing, right? And talking about evidence, talk about collecting evidence and all that stuff and thinking out of the box and doing all the things we do. We have great minds. We bounce off each other. It is amazing that like everybody on the side that I just listed, they're all there.
Right.
Every one of them. They're all part of that. They're all part of it. They're all part of that whole experience. You know what I mean? So it's absolutely mind-blowing that we don't just get to investigate, just to do research and all that stuff. Have these guys as our backup, as our extra eyes, as our extra ears. People that we walk up and find things together. Uncut, unedited, no back room, no nothing. We're out there doing it. We're bringing it. We're out in the woods and we're bringing them with us. And they know the story of the gifting chair and the journey that we've been on with the gifting chair in this particular one area. They know the whole story. They were there for every bit of it. And if they don't know every nook and cranny, though, they reach out. They'll talk to each other about, hey, what happened with the gifting chair? Where we at with the gifting chair? Right. It's amazing, man. They're big time, huge part of that.
Yes.
And not only that, when you're in a world full of it's not just skeptics, but people that don't believe this or don't believe that. We're live and unedited. They're all there. They're all hearing. They're all seeing. That's covered. You can just take all that and just go pound dirt with that. Yeah, it's gone.
Oh, just to quickly add to what Richie's saying to all the other folks out there is that when we go and do our investigations, we're on live. So as we're walking in the woods, everyone comes in with us. So
that's what I said. I already said this. I already said that.
You know what, Rich? Out of respect for Mr. Wojo.
Oh, here we go.
Thank God for my dad. Yeah, watch it, Rich.
My question is, and it blows my mind. I've been hearing from you guys. What's with the zingers?
Talk to your
What's
buddy.
with what's with the zingers, Mr.
Well,
Wojo?
so back at Rich's place, he's had his encounters out in his backyard, and he had a gifting stump. And
Mhm.
so we're in a completely different area. It's a bigger area, and I was like, "Hey, Rich, we found this chair in the middle of the woods, and I'm like, hey, why don't we use this chair as a gifting chair?" And he's like, "Go for it." And then he's like, "What do you think we should put on there?" And so I happened to go to the store before our investigation, and I'm like, our friend, the Pax and Squatch Man, they had these raspberry donuts that they give as a gift. So I'm like thinking something raspberry. And then I looked, I see like these like raspberry coated coconut zingers. So obviously I bought one for myself. So I had to, check them out and whatever. And I'm like, wow, these are good. I go, hey, Rich, why don't we just try these? And so, and then we dropped them, and about maybe like 5 days later, they're like perfectly torn, licked. I mean, usually like when you have a package or something, you get the remnants all inside the wrapper or on the piece of cardboard. And and we just saw like this like stain on the chair, and it's like saliva. So so Richie like grabbed the tweezers, and we started like collecting these evidence of what's going on, and it's just bizarre that these zingers have been a hit.
Mm-hmm.
And
Big hit.
Big
Well,
hit.
Heidi, you got your answer. Yes, it was raspberry zingers, I do believe. Hey, Mark
Yes.
Eddie, and Wojo has the patience of a saint. And yes, Heidi, that they are raspberry zingers. I like what Sam had to say. You have some awesome people. I feel special to be a part of Richie B and Wojo's team, virtual, but they really make us feel included, and they hear our voices too. Love them.
Yeah.
Hey,
Thank
Miss
you. Thank
Stoney,
you.
good to see you, honey.
Thank you.
Hey,
Thank you
Heidi.
for that,
Uh,
Sam.
Stoney, she's from New Zealand, man.
What's up, New Zealand?
She's a
Hey.
buddy, man. She's great, man. She's a sweetheart. But yeah, it just
Thank you, Heidi.
amazes me that I don't think so. The only kind of zingers, in my opinion, I don't think so, Heidi. Give me some chocolate zingers, man. All right, yeah, put on some
Hey, I left
chocolate.
that out there. They didn't eat them.
They didn't eat it.
Nope.
No, I'm telling you, it's very specific and funny in that sense. And we converted a little bit towards peanut butter, and we got the Reese's peanut butter cups, and we left the Reese's peanut butter cups on the gift and chair, and it's same exact result. Again, they're right here. As we get into the show, I have some gloves I will pull off and show the audience how they're torn and how there's no chew marks, there's no claw marks, there's no little raccoons or possums or fisher cats. None of that going on. Field mice. None of that happening. These things are torn open as if you or I were going to eat them. Maybe put a little in the beginning and split and then take it out. It's the same with the Reese's. So once the Reese's were a success, and we had talked to another boots on the ground Bigfoot investigators, he had brought up peanut butter as well. Henry, I think he's on the side, and he had brought up peanut butter as well. So Wojo showed up with a whole thing of peanut butter, and he came up with a great idea of taking the stick and putting peanut butter in the middle of the stick so it would stick to the top. So kind of like, hey, use this, you know what I mean, type of thinking. And we left the peanut butter out there. And now these, at first we had the tops on like one screw, right? And they could get that off. And then I started up in the ante every time. And this last time out, I had it pretty tight. So we went fully shut down. It's like 3 threads, I think it is. If you look at the tops of the peanut butter, 1, 2, technically 2, probably 2.
2.5.
But yeah, 2.5, something like that. So I went all the way down, but loose, right? Well, the last time I did it, I screwed it on there. I gave it a little snug, like see what you got. We come back, and the bottom of the peanut butter, the top's still on, and the bottom of the do I have the jar here? The bottom of the peanut butter jar is torn off.
No
and
way.
you could, I swear, you could. It's almost like you could see the big eye teeth like marks in it, where it's ripping the thing open. And it took the whole bottom right off and left the top on. We were sitting there like, what? And again, everybody on the side was there. They all got to see that live and happening. Listen, if anybody's out there in your audience that wants to join us on Bigfoot Banter with Richie B on YouTube and hit the notify button, you can be part of our audience, man, and come in with us. And once that notify button's hit, as we all know, it'll give you a heads up that Wojo and I are headed into the woods to check out the gifting chair and the journey of it. But the peanut butter is amazing.
That is crazy, dude. Hey, Jenny.
It's nuts,
hold on
man.
1 second, Rich.
Hi, Jenny.
You need to get Mr. Wojo and Richie B on your show. She has her own show, Chasing Prophecy, and it's on Thursday nights, and she's on a different platform. Jenny, she used to. I used to be her co-host on Chasing Prophecy when we first started.
Nice.
Jenny, you seriously need to get Mr. Wojo and Richie B. I can give you their contact information for you if you want. I'm telling you.
I always love Sean. He gets on the air and he starts working deals. He's like, "Yo, man, check it out. Yeah, listen up. This is Sean Kelly. Yeah.
I do, man.
Baby. Yeah, UPRN. Yeah, that's right. You know me."
I even do out of body stuff, man. And I go to them woods in Massachusetts, and I'm saying, you know what? I want you, Mr. Bigfoot, to go and eat some peanut butter. You know what I mean? You know,
do as you're told, Bigfoot. I'm Sean Kelly.
mental
Worldwide.
telepathy, yes, sir. Yes,
Yeah. Or we can just tie
Absolutely.
Sean to a tree and have him hold it.
Hey, why
And wait
not?
for him to show up.
You know what, guys? I was thinking, when I go Bigfoot hunting, hopefully I pray that if I get some money, I'll be up there with you guys coming up this year. But I was thinking, I had a dream, and that we were out there Bigfoot, investigating. Yeah, Timmy. Yeah, me, baby.
Love you, Tim.
I mean, look, I'm telling you, man. I tell you what, I'd be a fat ass turkey for them. I can tell you that much. But what I tell you what, though, guys, my dream was that the three of us were out on a path and we saw Bigfoot, and you guys are running for the hills, and I'm just like looking at it like, okay, what do you want? You know what I mean? It was a crazy dream. It really was. Like, I don't know.
Was the duct tape that we had around you to the tree in the dream as well?
No, just around the hands and the legs, man.
Sean, I hate to say it, with my speed, all I would just do is just stop, turn around, and just go like this. Either they give me a hug or they just absolutely just tear me off. I don't care. Just give me the hug.
There you go.
Yeah,
Go ahead, Rich.
No, I'm too dedicated. I go towards them. I don't know what it is. If I hear them, I go towards them. Mm-hmm. Even people on the live are like, "Yeah, you got kids. You might want to turn around." And I'm like, "Yeah, you're probably right." And then I walk right towards the noise I heard.
Yeah.
Tell my kids I love them. I don't know what it is.
That's the same way when I did paranormal investigating. I walked to the noise. I walked to the whatever the evil thing. You know what I mean? I walked to it. I'd probably walk right up and I'd say, okay, first thing in my mind I will probably say is that my life insurance is paid off. I have my cemetery. I have my gravesite. I'm good to go. I did what I wanted to do.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. No, and you know what? I don't. And to bring up the point, if I may, hey Claude, what's happening? Claude's always bringing the big questions. You better be ready, bro. If you're thinking Cap's not on, then you might as well just send him off to someone else because he'll get you. What's up, Claude? Are we familiar? Yes, I'm very familiar with Yahweh's. More small, a little bit smaller, supposedly. Structures different, physiques different. Some of those footprints of the Yowies are supposed to be a lot different too, possibly like less toes or whatever the case might be, bit more aggressive. But I think everything in Australia is a little more aggressive, isn't it? Yeah, especially with Australian bear. But it's things with this stuff. It's tricky because I don't feel threatened. And I haven't felt threatened since beyond my infancy, where I got into the gifting them many, 8-9 years ago now, where I was gifting them at my home. I didn't feel threatened at all. I would come out and go to work in the yard, and I'd hear a tree knock like way out, and I'd be like, so I finally figured out maybe I should knock on a tree. I didn't know because it kept happening. And everybody say Cap, and I say Cap 2 out of 5 times to be fair. It just wasn't normal. And finally I went over and boom, I hit a tree back like, huh, and I walked away, take that. And I got like 4 steps away from the tree and I got another one back to me. I was like, ah! and that was, 8, 9 years ago. So it was like, so I don't know. I felt, for me, I feel connected and I feel compelled to protect them. And I feel compelled to I feel chosen and blessed, honest to God. And it might sound corny, it might sound cheesy, it might sound all that.
Not at all, Richie. No.
I think they made me feel like that, to be honest with you. You know what I mean? I really do. I think there's those rogue ones, and one of the juveniles that we deal with, he has been a little bit of a nuisance at times, but he gets you nervous.
I'm sure that they put them in the little juvenile's place. My strong opinion, and I'll live and die by that, is that we are specifically chosen for certain paths that we are on in our lives today. And so yours, sir, is in Wojo's is more than likely, and in fact, I can say is that you hunt the Bigfoot, okay? And I hunt the paranormal. You know what I mean? And then another thing, if I may say, I think with you and Wojo being around them for the longest time, they know that you guys are not a threat to them. So that's
100%.
why I believe that they are, taking the zingers and being really, really close to you. And I keep telling Wojo when I talk to him, I keep saying, Wojo, they're going to get so comfortable with you that they're just going to come right up to you. I guarantee it. Richie, I'll make that bet right now. If you don't get it within a year, I owe you a cup of coffee, dude.
I will say this though. I'd say like for the past 2 months, I'm sure they're getting a lot fatter. So with all the gifts we're giving them, but yeah,
thank you,
because when we do show up and stuff like that to the area, as we're just about walking in the woods, and we're already hearing the whoops, we're hearing tree knocks like off the bat. I mean, I don't know if they're throwing a parade. Oh. The guys are here. They know that they're going to get treats. But we're hearing more and more, like I said, whoops, tree knocks, whistles. You can hear movement in the woods. So we weren't really getting that much of that from before. But again, it just, I think that's why I've lost fear and just like Richie, they're just so comfortable with us, and it's just pretty cool.
It's pretty neat. Yeah. Okay. Claude 1789 says, does Mr. Kelly know of the skull experiment? I do not know. Mr. Hoot, I'm glad you'll be there. Squatch Man, hey brother, good to see you.
What's up,
Michael
Squatch Man?
Anthony's in the house.
What's up, Squatch Man?
Hi, Michael. Michael's
Hello,
great.
Michael.
Hey, Mike.
I worked with Michael a lot of times on some podcasts and some of his shows. But what is this skull experiment?
I'm already on it, sir.
What's that?
I'm on it. This is what you got to do with Claude. This is
You
what you
said
got to do with Claude.
skull experiment?
Yeah.
Spell that?
The famous case is the skull
SCLE.
experiment. This is what you got to do with Claude. Listen, if Claude comes on your show, guys, and he's on the side, get out your little phone. Make sure you have Google.
Yeah,
handy.
you do. Mm-hmm.
He's gonna make you Google stuff. A very brilliant man, absolutely interesting man. I always love having him around. First number, fascinating case, never debunked. Those involved. Let's see. Why does it need to be debunked? No, that's Reddit. We don't want to go there.
No. Michelle says, is there a connection between the paranormal and Bigfoot?
For me, no. I mean, I think Bigfoot's flesh and blood, but it doesn't mean that they don't give off more energy than humans and are highly more intelligent in a sense, where energy is a factor. I think energy is definitely a factor. We have our own energy, and Sasquatch certainly has his.
Right.
I have had all kinds of numerous things happen to my electronics, and and I would mind you. Let me do a little background real quick. I was a paranormal investigator for at least a decade. I had a family team and everything. We went out and did cases and places and cases, right? And we were out many, many times. So I can draw a similarity for me with my experiences through the paranormal and the energy that I get off from, hey, Squatch Man, how you doing, buddy? Good to see you, man. I could feel that energy. And even people on the side, like Sam and, Michelle and everybody that goes out with us, even they're like, whoa, that energy feels like it shifted. And they're on the phone. And right. we had an incident, and not just one, this has been numerous times, where I was walking out. Wojo makes fun of me because I'm yelling, I got 5G and 3 lines. I have my internet's fine. I have 5G.
And I got Bigfoot like what, 40 feet away? I'm like, really, dude? Are we having this discussion right now? But that's how much we didn't care. We just like, hey, yeah, Bigfoot's here. Just can you guys hold on for a sec? We're having technical difficulties with 5G.
A complete meltdown.
Ask them to do that, man. Say, hey, in fact, why don't you try it, guys? Where you're like, you hear them and you're having problems with your phone. You just say, yo, Mr. Bigfoot, why don't you wait a little bit until we get our stuff fixed? And then go for it. Why not? Ask. Wow, we've got. The reason I asked, there's a technique used with mirrors and a camera that produces bizarre results. I wonder if the boys could utilize this technique. YouTube ads and old video on School Group. Okay, but I think he's talking about, dude, is that you put 2 mirrors together, facing each other, and you take a camera and you shoot it down the middle.
Oh. I would read about the experiment. So here's the thing with me. So to finish the conclusion of the paranormal, I don't think that they're ghostly. I don't think they're of spirits walking the earth. I don't believe that one bit. That's just me, and I don't shit on nobody who believes in whatever they believe. I truly don't. And you can research any way you want, and I would never ever judge anyone. But I believe there's a higher energy with them. I believe from feeling a ghost touch me or one walk up to me, which I have had happen on numerous occasions. That energy is different than when a Sasquatch runs by me about 60 feet away and blows out my phone and makes it go completely black. And I'm on YouTube Live yelling, he's right there. Can you see it? He's right there. And everybody, and I look at my phone, it would be like, ha, everybody's going to love me. And they're like, hey, they go like this, your screen's black. What?
Yeah. That sucks, I got 5G. Do you think, and I've asked you this guy every time you've been on the show, I've asked you this, but I'm going to ask you again. Do you believe that the Bigfoot are part of the UFOs, the aliens?
I mean, me personally, I wouldn't know. I've heard other people talk about it, but I haven't heard enough evidence or actually enough stories to kind of like put the 2 and 2 together. But hey, there's a possibility.
What do you think, Rich?
Listen. I know humans that have been abducted. I know a particular person that's been abducted throughout his whole life. I know he's so enthralled with it that him and a couple other people that were abducted started a group, like a therapeutic group like AA to go to for people that were abducted. I believe in that stuff. And for us to think anything like that, for me, I'm not judging anybody. I would feel as if I was small-minded if I didn't believe in that. Do I believe, if we can be abducted, why couldn't Sasquatch? Sure. I think that's the correlation there. Did they manipulate him in outer space and bring him back down here to do something? Perhaps. Is it a coincidental type thing that people have seen him come out of the UFO? No, I think that's by design by whoever's in charge. But I do not feel that Sasquatch is an alien. I believe that Sasquatch is of flesh and blood and of this earth. And again, at a higher level. So we are experiencing things at a higher level. And while we're on that subject, if I may share a quick story.
Sure.
And one of the reasons why I opened up about this was, all right, girls, stop. One of the reasons why I opened up about this portion of this is that, the cloaking theory, right? The cloaking theory. Now, I've had friends that have experienced it. You know what I mean? So my daughter and I, about 5 years ago or so, were out in my backyard, and I only would bring them to the end of the game trail, maybe a little bit beyond. We kind of pushed it that day, and we were up on this clump of peat moss where these trees are, and there's a parallel branch there. Basically, don't go over there. So that's, but I do, but not with her. So we stand there, and we're sitting there, and I'm hearing something, and it's a very dense. Wojo's been there. It's cleared out a bit now, but it's very dense, and you couldn't see 100 feet away. And I can hear this thing coming through the woods, like feet banging, and it was running and running and running. And I'm going, okay, I'm getting nervous now, I looked at my daughter, again, being a paranormal investigator, first. I looked at my daughter and I said, what are you hearing right now? She goes, I hear something running towards me. It's very big, but I can't see it. And I said, okay, hit the game trail and let's get out of here. And I got to tell you, I went on about a 72-hour inner search where I was like, what just happened to us? And it blew my mind and now looking back, as I learned more and became more of a researcher, I said, wow, I think I had a cloaking experience, because there wasn't one branch being broken, no leaves being kicked around. It was all weight and speed. Boom, 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 just like that. Freaked us both out. And she talks about it's part of her life now, So that's my correlation of that.
Okay, I can see the cloaking bit. The government does it with our airplanes, but
oh boy,
yeah, they do. So now that we got all the funny stuff out, let's go back to the serious stuff. Why don't you share your evidence or in the bottles, that you want about the Reese's?
Well, I could come right up to the screen and hang on. You got to wear special gear for this stuff,
Ha Watch your butt, Wojo.
Who's first? Who's first?
So you got the Vaseline or what, dude?
Dr. Thumbs over there.
So here's the other thing that we do. What we have done is we've had a recorder underneath the gifting chair. Behind it, and this time we actually magnetized it up underneath, and we had a battery pack run into the roots of the tree, so it was hidden, and we buried it. And I don't know what's on that one yet. We just picked it up today, but we got 74 hours and 50 minutes of recording to go through. Today alone. I just brought it home. So everybody that was on the live today, Sam and everybody that was on the live today, we have 74 and a half hours of research to do with the recordings. It's absolutely insane. So we're making progress. You know what I mean? We're making progress. So let's start with, I tell you what, let's start with the Reese's one, because I love it so much. I know the big topic was zingers, but I really love the Reese's. So, all right, so what I'm going to do, hang on, let me do this. Sorry, Wojo, dance for everybody so they can be entertained while I do this. Thanks, buddy. I can always count on you, man.
Yeah, well, we were talking about peanut butter when we were talking about gifting the chair. And so when we had the zingers, I had to think, outside the box on other things, just to give them options. And one day they didn't take the zingers and they took the peanut butter cup.
They did.
And completely torn. And the wrapping around the cups itself, I mean, they must have swallowed those because we couldn't find them anywhere. But in here, what Richie's going to show you guys is that you had remnants of the chocolate that was like on the top part of the wrapper, and it's like you put the wrapper in its mouth and kind of pulled it out, and you can see like the streak marks of the chocolate on there.
So here's your Reese's wrapper, right? And now look, you can see. I'm trying to see in the camera. I'm watching my monitor too, but you can see how it's ripped open like this. See how it's ripped?
Yeah.
Right. If you go down the edges, there's no teeth mark, no claw marks. There's no abundance of crumbs, and then you get inside it. And now, mind you, everybody on the side that we've been talking to are with us when we find this, right?
Mm-hmm.
Mr. Eric, they let him out. I thought they were going to keep him in for overnight observation. So, there's the chocolate still in there, and it's all kind of licked and kind of pushed towards the wrapper. But the point is, again, this is not ripped like no little teeth marks, no little claw marks. This thing is ripped like you and I would do it if we bought a Reese's.
Right.
That's the amazing thing.
That's crazy,
right?
dude.
Yeah, I think it's really cool. And the other thing is the peanut butter. Now, when we did the peanut butter, like I said, we wanted them to get in there, but we wanted to show that they had a spin, right?
Okay.
So we have the tops of the peanut butter jars here, and none of them have any chew marks. None of them have any claw marks. They're perfect, like you or I have them at our house. Perfect. No,
Wow.
Look at it. You can see the shine in it, right?
Yeah.
So, right. So then you get inside. Now I'm going to try to zoom in like this. Let me see. You can see the marks.
Oh, wow.
Appetizer.
Yeah.
So you see all the little dig marks in there? Well, those little dig marks match up perfectly to the stick that we left on top of the jar.
Wow.
This stick here.
See
And
the
not
hook
only
there?
that, yeah, see the hook in it?
Yeah.
Those little hooks, it'll fit perfectly in. I can't see with my big stupid hand, but in here you can see they all line up when you go to line them up, that this thing was put in there just like that and pulled out, and then the top part is kind of dragged, like when you eat peanut butter in the middle of the night and you leave that gross spoon in your sink, you know what I mean? And then you got to wash it, right? That's what this looks like.
Okay.
Yep.
Oh, wow.
So, yeah, so it's a cool form of research, and I'll show the zingers because the zingers are famous.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah, they're very famous. So this particular one, I put a little piece of tape on because I don't want to ruffle it up too much. So I put a tape on it so I can pull it out of the top. So you guys can see we try to handle things. We're not scientists or we're not professionals and all that, but we're researching, man. We're trying. Sorry. My face just blew out the globe. So again, you can see how it's torn, but not chewed. And again, not clawed, right? You see it?
Yeah.
So the unique thing to this piece is in here, you see it's an indent. See a little tunnel down there?
Yeah.
It's like a tunnel, right? Well, we believe that one of them took their finger and put it in there.
Yep.
To push them out and go and lick it.
Oh, wow.
Left the digit.
With a digit. So there's the digit piece right here. See it sticking out?
Right.
You see the little where the digit would go? So that's what's kind of unique about that particular one. You know what I mean? And we got numerous, we have a dozen of these now. So we have talked about DNA. We have tried to push DNA. We've put off excrement to a DNA lab. It's gone like 8 months. We haven't heard anything. So the lab game is brutal. We do have friends that have, turned us on to home kits, things like that. But while I'm here up close to the camera, the other thing that we're finding is shattered bones, right? And I talk about these a lot because I think they're pretty unique. And I think it reads into a lot of what Bigfoot does. Hi, Stacy. I see you. So this bone here is shattered. Something came across and shattered this bone. There's little chew marks from the smaller animals. They like to get the calcium off the bones on the ground, so they can get their calcium. But there's no punctures. There's no compression jaw, teeth, snapping this thing, right? Mm-hmm. So, and not only that, this particular one is fractured all the way down the middle here. It's hard to see in the camera, but it is. It's on my YouTube. So it's fractured all the way down the middle. So something took this and shattered it pretty good. And it is completely empty of its bone marrow. So whatever took the bone marrow took it out immediately because bone marrow will harden over time. As such in this bone, when you look in here, you can see some hard caking of the bone marrow. So, but this one here is kind of neat because you can still see it's picked with something, like they used a stick because it was getting hard. But this one is empty. It's almost like a liquid they get to enjoy.
Wow.
Yeah.
We have a couple questions for you guys.
I don't do questions, sorry.
Claude, 1789, would like to know, have you been using trail cameras or drones?
Boy. Here we go.
Yeah, we're using a satellite camera that goes directly to our phones. Richie used a trail cam years ago, and just explained to me how much they can just see the lasers and what have you, the lights. So I'm like, why don't we give it a shot? And well, we're not really getting anything out of that, but we're putting in different spots, and hopefully we can catch them sleeping. We're not totally giving up on it, but we're not so high on it either.
All right, he's being gentle. He's being gentle. Listen, I did camera, and it drove me nuts. It drove me freaking nuts, and I'm going to tell you why it drove me nuts. Because it's a camera. You walk in front of it, it goes off, right? No, not with these dudes. Doesn't happen like that, okay? I told him, I said I was reluctant about the cameras. First of all, I feel like I'm kind of being mean to them, which, again, that weird thing. And Wojo's not being mean. I'm just saying I've already lived through this. And finally, I said, you know what? You need to live through this to understand the camera thing. The camera thing is a different animal. And people can tell you till they're blue in the face, oh, yeah, full of shit, you don't go on camera. And I'm like, no, you don't understand. I had a camera out there forever. Nothing, dude. They know it's there to the point where they blocked off my game trail, so you got to go behind the camera. Okay?
Oh, wow.
They blocked with piles of thorns, and I've showed Wojo this, piles of thorns and little saplings, and redirected my game trail where you would go behind the camera. So it's not something that is new. This has been around for a long time since game cameras. Oh, I'll put one up and catch Bigfoot. No, that ain't how this works. So, and the same thing. Do we get into cloaking? Do we get into, I'm going to go around this way and hide behind this tree and jig-jag over here? We don't know in that sense. We have no idea. So I said, listen, if we're going to do it, because he needs to learn too to where I'm at, and maybe we do get lucky. He's not wrong in that sense. Maybe we do get lucky.
Right.
But they're not very fruitful, or you would have something more than we do now, correct? So,
True.
So it's just, leave it out there. It will keep changing it up and try to stay ahead of them because they know where things are, man. They don't play games. We've had trees knocked over right in the immediate area of the gifting chair. And I looked at them today. You can see me on the live text. I said, dude, look at that tree. It's pointing right where the camera is.
Yep.
A brand new, fresh tree. It's only about that big. But it was a convenient location for them to knock over and just kind of point off right at the camera. And we know they're there because we got them on the recorder. That's the crazy thing. The recorder, maybe it's a lesser frequency. There's definitely not an IR light, But we got him. I got him walking up to that chair on numerous occasions on a recorder. And the one that we got now that I was trying to show you earlier to see if I get it to upload is so loud. You can, like Wojo said, you can hear the pad of the foot. Not saying that he has animal feet, but it's just so big. You can hear it come down, and you hear him trudging through the leaves, and you can tell it's bipedal. It's not a little scurry. It's not a little knocking things. It's not a tee like a deer. This thing is like, yo, what's up? You know what I mean? Like boom, 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 boom. You can hear it to the point where the cushions on my headphones on the last step went boom. I was like, oh wow. I thought he was coming up behind me right here in my house,
Hey,
so
listen,
it's
we got about 7 or 8 minutes left of the show. I know we're having a good time. I wish this could have been a 2-hour show, but I have 2 pictures here that you sent me. I'm going to put them up, and do you want to explain it to them?
These are some 3D renderings of prints. This particular one was actually with the Vogels. It's one of them that we had discussed, and then the other one we kind of went with, but I came back to this one afterwards and just kind of re-examined it, and I felt there was a little bit more to it. So if you guys are out there and you're doing this, check out Scaniverse. It's a 3D rendering. If you bring up the other one, it's a hail print. It's a way to get 3D, if you don't have that casting, things like that. Let me see. Oh, I can't switch that out. You could switch that out. And bring up if you don't have the casting, you can use a thing called Scaniverse, all one word, Scaniverse, Scaniverse. And Alex Petikoff actually introduced it to me at one of the events I met him at. And the Scaniverse has proven to be an amazing tool to use out in the field. If you're way deep out there and you ain't lugging in a bunch of casting and all that, you pull out your phone and you can have an option to use Scaniverse. I don't think there's any music on the next. No, mute that. I got it. I'm sorry. I know. Because I don't know about trademarks and swear words.
Oh,
So,
okay.
Yeah. I got you, boo. All right. So this is a heel print that we found where this bone was found, where we suspect there's a hut, 3 huts in a row. That was found out in front of it. And then there was another 17-inch print in the leaves, and it was so heavy, it was pushed down into the leaves and clear as a bell, man. And those have been casted. That one there, I stink at casting. I'm trying to get better at it. But that's the heel.
Yeah.
There.
Like 6 inches.
Yeah, no, it's no joke, man. It's big. I got pictures of me on my I think it's one of my TikToks or Instagram with my heel up against it, and you could it's so little, dude, compared to this thing. So Wojo's like a 3.75. That bad boy's like 6'7", maybe more. You know what I mean?
Wow.
Yeah. So pretty crazy stuff, man. Right here in the Bridgewater Triangle. Let's go.
We're coming, brother. We're coming. But listen, before we close up, I want you guys to answer this. If you two were Bigfoot,
yeah,
right? You guys are Bigfoots.
Yep.
What would you want us humans to know?
Oh, Wojo, you first. That's a tough one.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
Thank you, Denny.
Well, are people like yourselves as bad as you are? Because maybe like they, when you see hunters in the woods, hunters always have his weapons, okay? Because they obviously going hunting. Are all the people out there that we encounter have guns on them? I don't know. I mean, it's a tough question, damn good one, but that would, I probably think, because don't forget they've been around for centuries and they've been coinciding with us for all these years. But this is why they're elusive. I mean, they're in these woods for a reason.
Right.
For what, I don't know. But go ahead, Rich. I can't wait to hear yours.
Well, Space Oddity says something. Not that he would probably just want to eat sweets and be left alone. That I agree with to a point. Yes. I agree with that to a point. I think everybody needs a little respectful friendship, and we have a respectful relationship with them. But with that being said, if I was Bigfoot, what I would want the humans to know that it is a human penis, not a dog. You're welcome. Yeah, that's what I would want them to know. Because that's the biggest mystery. Let's face it. That's the biggest. Everybody's like, what do you think it is? Oh, I don't know. It's weird. You're welcome. You're welcome, world.
Okay. What do you guys got coming up?
More investigations. More. I got all these recordings coming up. This Saturday night, 6 p.m. Eastern time. Banter with Richie B is 1 year old, baby. 1 year old. It's our anniversary. Brother. Thank you very much, sir. It's actually Thursday, but we're celebrating on Saturday night. Please check us out at 6 p.m. Eastern time. YouTube, Facebook, Banter with Richie B. It's a fun podcast. We're going to have a big celebration. We're going to have a big logo reveal. We're doing our logo over. And we've done it over. And there's a cool reason why we did it over. So I want to share that with the audience. So that's Saturday night. So that's huge anyways. Right, Wojo?
I can't wait. I'm all excited. I can't wait to do another night investigation because we have been doing night investigation, but I know the show is short, Sean, but I'm telling you,
that's right.
It is a different animal from daytime to nighttime.
Oh, no doubt. No doubt. No doubt. I believe
those eyes they talk about? You know the lights they talk about coming from the woods that are self-illuminating with no reflection? You ever hear of that?
Yep.
Yeah, we've seen them.
I want to see when I go up there with you guys. Wojo, last word to you, buddy.
Of course.
Yeah, last word. I just want to thank everyone for being here and sharing our experiences with you and for you guys to be with us. And God bless. And you know what? Have passion in what you do. And happy watching.
Richie, how about you, man?
Catch us on Dark Realm TV. It's on your Roku TV right now. Go over and grab the Roku TV, grab the Dark Realm TV app and put it on there. It's coming to Fire Stick and it's coming to Apple TV. And you can find Bigfoot with Banter with Richie B right then and there. Let's go.
Awesome, brother. Awesome. What's your motto? Keep climbing.
Keep climbing, baby. Love you.
Keep climbing. Boom. Let's go.
Thank
Buy
you,
the merch.
everybody, for coming in tonight. It was so nice to see Richie B and Mr. Wojo's friends. If you can, please friend my Pittsburgh Paranormal Society Facebook page and my page, Sean Kelly. If you enjoyed the show, I'd like to have you guys come in and listen and be friends with me. On so you can listen to my podcast. That's the best way I could tell you in order to get to my show. I want to thank everybody. Richie, Wojo, thank you so much for coming on again.
Thank you for having
Congratulations
us.
on your 1 year, Mr. Banter.
Thank you
Mr.
so much.
Children, if you can, please, if you can, go to your parents, give them a hug, and tell them that you love them. And parents, please, go to your children, give them a hug, and tell them that you love them. And if you have no parents and if you have no children, find somebody, give them a hug, and tell them you love them. Because those 3 words, I love you, go a long way, especially at this time of the season. If you're hurting, call somebody. Call somebody to talk to if you're hurting. Because this is a bad time of the year. But just give somebody a hug. Tell them you love them. And on that note, I will see you Sunday night, this Sunday night coming up. I don't know what I'm going to have, who or whatever I'm going to talk about on Sunday. More than likely, it's about Christmas stuff. But thank you again for coming on, and I truly appreciate all your friends, Richie B and Mr. Wojo. So everyone, good night, everybody. Have a good night. See you
Right.
Sunday.
Thank you, Sean. Thank you.